Hello everyone, I am CHOMN. Today, I will be introducing you to the history of the famous team Los Angeles Rams. Please follow along. The Los Angeles Rams are a professional American football team based in the greater Los Angeles area. The Rams compete in the National Football League (NFL) as a member of the National Football Conference NFC West Division. The Rams play their home games at SoFi Stadium in Inglewood, which they share with the Los Angeles Chargers. The franchise was founded in 1936 as the Cleveland Rams in Cleveland, Ohio. The franchise won the 1945 NFL Championship game, then moved to Los Angeles in 1946, making way for Paul Brown's Cleveland Browns of the All-America Football Conference and becoming the only NFL championship team to play the following season in another city. The club played its home games at the Los Angeles Memorial Coliseum until 1980, when it moved into a reconstructed Anaheim Stadium in Orange County, California. The Rams made their first Super Bowl appearance at the end of the 1979 NFL season, losing Super Bowl 14 to the Pittsburgh Steelers, 31-19. After the 1994 NFL season, the Rams left Southern California and moved to St. Louis, Missouri, becoming the St. Louis Rams. 5 seasons later, the team defeated the Tennessee Titans to win Super Bowl 34, 23-16. The club then lost Super Bowl 36, 20-17, to the New England Patriots. After the 2015 NFL season, the team sought and received approval from the other owners to move back to Los Angeles in time for the 2016 NFL season. The Rams appeared in Super Bowl 53 but lost to the Patriots 13-3, 13-14 3 years later. The Rams defeated the Cincinnati Bengals 23-20 to win Super Bowl 56, becoming the second NFL team to win the Super Bowl in its home stadium. The club is the only NFL franchise to win championships representing 3 different cities: Cleveland in 1945, Los Angeles in 1951 and 2021, and St. Louis in 1999. The Cleveland Rams were founded in 1936 by Ohio attorney Homer Marshman and player-coach Damon Wetzel, a former Ohio State star who played briefly for the Chicago Bears and Pittsburgh Pirates. Wetzel, who served as general manager, selected the Rams because his favorite college football team was the Fordham Rams from Fordham University. Marshman, the principal owner, also liked the name choice. The team was part of the newly formed American Football League and finished the 1936 regular season in second place with a 5-2 record, trailing only the 8-3 record of league champion Boston Shamrocks. The team featured players such as William Bud Cooper, Harry the Horse Meadows, Stan Pincura, and Mike Sebastian. The Rams joined the National Football League on February 12, 1937, and were assigned to the Western Division. The Rams would be the 4th in a string of short-lived teams based in Cleveland, following the Cleveland Tigers, Cleveland Bulldogs, and Cleveland Indians. From the beginning, they were a team marked by frequent moves, playing in 3 stadiums over several losing seasons. However, the team featured the most valuable player of the 1939 season, rookie halfback Parker Hall. In June 1941, the Rams were bought by Dan Reeves and Fred Levy Jr. Reeves, an heir to his family's grocery chain business that had been purchased by Safeway, used some of his inheritance to buy his share of the team. Levy's family owned the Levy Brothers department store chain in Kentucky, and he came to own the Riverside International Raceway. Levy owned part of the Rams with Bob Hope, another of the owners, until Reeves bought out his partners in 1962. The franchise suspended operations and set out the 1943 season because of a shortage of players during World War II and resumed playing in 1944. The franchise suspended operations and set out the 1943 season because of a shortage of players during World War II and resumed playing in 1944. NFL champions won 9 for 5. The team finally achieved success in 1945, which was their last season in Ohio. Adam Walsh took over as head coach that season. Quarterback Bob Waterfield, a rookie from UCLA, passed, ran, and place-kicked his way to the league's Most Valuable Player award, and helped the Rams achieve a 9-1 record and win their first NFL championship, a 15-14 home field victory over the Washington Redskins. On December 16, the margin of victory was provided by a safety. Redskins' great Sammy Baugh's pass bounced off the goalpost, then backward, through his team's own end zone. The next season, NFL rules were changed to prevent this from ever again resulting in a score. Instead, it would merely result in an incomplete pass. Original tenure in Los Angeles 1946 to 1994. On January 12, 1946, Reeves was denied a request by the other NFL owners to move the Cleveland Rams to Los Angeles and the then 103,000-seat Los Angeles Memorial Coliseum. He threatened to end his relationship with the NFL and get out of the professional football business altogether unless the transfer to Los Angeles was permitted. A settlement was reached and, as a result, Reeves was allowed to move his team to Los Angeles. Consequently, the NFL became the first professional coast-to-coast sports entertainment industry. NFL champions 1951. The Rams' first heyday in Southern California was from 1949 to 1955, when they played in the pre-Super Bowl era NFL championship game 4 times, winning once in 1951. In 1972, Chicago industrialist Robert Irsay purchased the Rams for $19 million and then traded the franchise to Carroll Rosenblum for his Baltimore Colts and cash. The Rams remained solid contenders in the 1970s, winning 7 straight NFC West championships between 1973 and 1979. Though they clearly were the class of the NFC in the 1970s, along with the Dallas Cowboys and Minnesota Vikings, they lost the first 4 conference championship games they played in that decade, losing twice each to Minnesota 1974, 1976, and Dallas 1975. 1978, and failing to win a league championship. Chuck Knox, Ray Malavasi years 1973 to 1982. The Rams' head coach for this run was Chuck Knox, who led the team through 1977. His teams featured in remarkable offenses carried into the playoffs annually by elite defensive units. The defining player of the 1970s Los Angeles Rams was Jack Youngblood. Youngblood was called the perfect defensive end by fellow Hall of Famer Merlin Olsen. His toughness was legendary, notably playing on a broken leg during the Rams' run to the 1980 Super Bowl. In 1982, the Oakland Raiders moved to Los Angeles and took up residence in the Los Angeles Memorial Coliseum. John Robinson years 1983 to 1991. The hiring of coach John Robinson in 1983 provided a needed boost for pro football in Orange County. The former University of Southern California coach began by cutting the aged veterans left over from the 1970s teams. His rebuilding program began to show results when the team rebounded to 9-7 in 1983 and defeated Dallas in the playoffs. However, the season ended after a rout at the hands of the defending champion Redskins. Another trip to the playoffs in 1984 saw them lose to the Giants. They made their NFC Championship game in 1985 after winning the division, where they were shut out by the eventual champion Chicago Bears 20-20. Chuck Knox returns 199 to 1994. Robinson was fired at the end of the 1991 season, however. The return of Chuck Knox as head coach, after his successful stints as head coach of the Buffalo Bills and Seattle Seahawks, did not boost the Rams' sagging fortunes. His run-oriented offense marked the end of the Zampese tenure. In 1993, Knox's game plans called for an offense that was steady, if unspectacular, and fortunately for the Rams, Knox's offense was not only aesthetically unpleasing but dull as well, especially by 1990s standards. The Rams finished last in the NFC West during all 3 years of Knox's second stint. St. Louis Rams 1995 to 2015. The 1995 and 1996 seasons, the Rams' first 2 in St. Louis, were under the direction of former Oregon Ducks head coach Rich Brooks. Their most prolific player from their first 2 seasons was the fan favorite Isaac Bruce. Returned to Los Angeles 2016 present. On January 5, 2015, The Los Angeles Times reported that Kroenke and the Stockbridge Capital Group were partnering to develop a new NFL stadium on an Inglewood property owned by Kroenke. On February 24, 2015, the Rams moved to their new stadium in Inglewood in 2020, Super Bowl 56 champions 2-1, before Super Bowl 55 was played. The Rams agreed to a blockbuster trade, dealing the inconsistent Jared Goff to the Detroit Lions in exchange for Detroit's own quarterback, Matthew Stafford. Acquiring Stafford came at a steep price, as Los Angeles gave up a 2021 third-round pick and 2 first-round. The offseason saw more losses, as defensive coordinator Brandon Staley left to become the head coach of the crosstown rival Chargers, while the team also traded Michael Brockers to the Lions and chose not to retain impending free agents John Johnson, Gerald Everett, and Josh Reynolds. The Rams added more depth at wide receiver, signing free agent Desean Jackson and drafting Tutu Atwell. Another addition came when the team suffered the loss of Cam Akers for the season due to an Achilles injury, and veteran Sony Michel was tapped as the replacement. Thank you all for watching. See you in the next videos. Goodbye.